Hey, good morning. We're glad you guys are joining us. My name is Coach David, and we are glad you guys are here for the fort. Hey, I want to show you something. My mom sent me this picture right here. And this actually is a picture of me. But I didn't tell anybody when my mom sent this to me. And here's the deal. When I set the picture out, all my boys thought it was their brother. Like Landon thought it was Stephen, and somebody else thought it was my younger son, Caleb, but they all thought it was somebody else besides me. Well, you know what that is that God created us this way. He created us to be unique. We're all different, but yet there are things that are the same that make us look like we're part of each other's family. So even though we all are unique, where they're all different, there's nobody else like you, and you guys have heard me say this in the fort, God doesn't make any junk. So you're unique, but yet we all know that we're a part of our family. We all kind of look like our family members in some way, shape, or form. In fact, we even have things that are the same in our family. So I want you to take some time, you kids in the fort, turn to your parents and y'all take a moment and talk about what it is that you are the same as, the things that are the same within you. Maybe you have the same color eyes or same color hair. So take some time right now and do that and ask each other and talk about what are some things that are similar within your family. Talk amongst yourself. I'll wait. Can I get some coffee? Thank you. You look like one of my sons. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just keep talking. Keep talking. Take your time. Okay, are you done? Good. What were some things that were similar? What were some things? Don't answer because I can't hear you. So what's that got to do with today's lesson? Well, we'll get into that in just a minute, but let me just tell you that what we're talking about and what we're leading up to for the next 4 Sundays, in all the time that God has created earth, in all the time that things have existed, people, animals, we talked about it in Genesis when he created the world. There is one event that has happened in history that is the number one event. In fact, if you just do the top 5 events that have ever happened in history, the number one event is what we're going to talk about on Easter. And so we're leading up to that, and it's going to be fantastic. But we want to start off with the person that made that happen, and that's Jesus. And what we're going to talk about today kind of deals with that, the genealogy of Jesus. That's a big, long word for the study of genes, the study of the traits that make you who you are. So Jesus had parents. He had an earthly parent. He had a godly parent, which was God the Father. But then Joseph and Mary had people that were their parents and their parents and their parents. And it went all the way back to Adam. It was amazing. See, back in Adam, when Adam was created, Adam and Eve chose to sin. Well, what's really kind of crazy is that God had a plan, and it's an awesome plan. And it went from Adam all the way through history. All through God's lineage, he had a plan for Jesus to come. And that went through Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and even the kings, like King David was part of Jesus's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, and Solomon and all the kings that were following along the Solomon and down that line. And it was really kind of neat because if it was me, I'd have nothing but good kings in my lineage, but Jesus had some bad kings in his lineage too, in addition to Rahab and Ruth. And your parents and you can talk about all the people and go to the Gospels and see who all that they talked about. But when God created each and every one of us, he created us to be eternal beings, to spend eternity somewhere. And so that somewhere was what Jesus came for, because God had a plan. God had a plan to fix what Adam broke, and that was the problem of sin. So Jesus was coming. And it really kind of crazy and neat how he worked through all of those people throughout history to bring the solution, and that solution was Jesus Christ. So let me break it down into a couple things. Number one, even though we're all similar in that but yet we're all unique, we're all similar in that we have sin. That's because of Adam. Adam sinned, so we all sin. And because of that, we're separated from God. And so really to sum it up, what happened is that God had a plan. That's number one. From the very beginning of time, when Adam sinned, God had a plan. And it was so awesome. He sat there and predicted all these things about the Messiah. The Messiah would be born in a certain town. The Messiah would come through a certain lineage and kings and all of those things. He had a plan. He is bringing the Messiah through all of these people, through all of these kings, King David, King Solomon, all of these folks, all the way up to Mary and Joseph. And what's neat is the second part of it about it all is not only did God have a plan, but that plan was a plan of love. He loves you. He loves you so much, He didn't want to be separated from you. And that's why He sent His Son, Jesus Christ. And that's the great news that we're going to talk about on Easter. He brought Jesus Christ through all of the centuries to that one time to be born so that He would live the perfect life for you. That's love. It's all about love, and we're going to talk more about that. Okay, so stick with us in the next couple of weeks. We're going to talk about what makes Jesus special, not only because He was predicted and prophesied about how He was going to come through all those ages, but also what made Him special to all the people, the miracles that He performed. And some of them are really awesome, and we're going to talk about that next week. So thanks for joining us this morning. My name is Coach David, and I want you to not have a good day. I want you to have a great day. See you later.